Let us talk about Umuthi. This I have been saying for over 10 years now. Ukuthi idlozi is more powerful than Umuthi. Idlozi, it uses energy. It uses this energy as its vehicle to make contact with us. So, since idlozi li energy, this energy is in search of a light. So as idlozi. Idlozi is also in darkness. It contacts us so that we can help it because it is suffering in darkness. It needs a light. Idlozi and energy is the same thing, both in search of the light. And this light that we are talking about, it is shining so strong in the journey of the soul towards the highest and the purest form of itself. The highest and the purest form of this energy, which is manifested in the form of a light, we are actually talking about love. Love is the highest and the purest form of energy. So now, when idlozi is still in darkness, it is aggressive, it is negative, it is everything bad, hardship. But once it is transformed through healing, acceptance, and acknowledgement, and all the other stuff that makes it feel warm and fuzzy inside, it becomes love. So on the other side, we have idlozi, which is negative and bad, but on the flip side of that very same coin, we have love. So this is one and the same thing. It depends which side you're looking at. If we say when idlozi is healed, it becomes love and it becomes powerful, it means that it has reached the highest form of energy. It is more powerful than anything that you can think of. Once idlozi lakho is healed and it is able to do things for you, it does miracles that cannot be achieved by Umuthi. And here we are not saying ukuthi all muthi is bad. Not all muthi is bad. There is muthi that is good. But you need to be very careful when you are going to use Umuthi and yes, you have idlozi, because idlozi is much more powerful, it is aggressive, it is jealous, it is possessive, it is all of the above. Which is why it's important when you're going to use Umuthi manje that when you need to ask for permission to use muthi. Let them know, let them understand why you're using the muthi that you are using. It is not because you are picking a side. It is not because you are saying this muthi is more powerful than you, Dlozilami. You are merely just using that muthi because it is time for you to use it for that certain reason. It's not because the muthi that you chose is much more powerful than them, because if that is your mindset, then you are not going to get the result that you need. Instead, you are going to get a rebellious idlozi that is going to fight with you. You can ask anyone who has a very powerful idlozi, they will tell you that I've used so many muthi that I've used, but I didn't see any results. And the only time I see a difference in my life is when I use isiwasho. Because isiwasho is much more purer. It doesn't have any magic in itself. It only relies on the energy of love and prayer. When you believe from within, when you have that faith that comes from a prayer, whomever you are praying to, when you have that faith and that belief and then you use isiwasho, you can do wonders. Unlike when you're going to use muthi and say, I'm taking this muthi, I'm using it because it's going to do magic for me. Then you are giving your power away over to Umuthi. But when you're using isiwasho, you're taking back the power. You are saying the prayer that comes from within me, that comes from my faith and my belief in my ancestors, is going to heal me. That is when you see wonders. So we need to be clear on that. We're not saying all muthi is bad. Yes, there is good muthi like ubula, umuthi wenhlanhla in. Or maybe I have a pain here, I need to take it to get rid of this pain. Yes, that is fine. But you can never, when you have idlozi, and say, oh, this muthi is going to control my idlozi to do 1, 2, and 3. Then you are on the wrong path, because that is when idlozi lakho is going to fight even harder with you. There are certain amadlozis which will tell you when you go for a consultation, ukuthi there's nothing that you can do to me. You cannot reject me. You cannot cast me away. I am not going nowhere because I am part of you. I am going to keep on pressuring you until you listen to me and nobody else. And if you don't do that, la emhlabeni. So all we are saying is, people, please, when you are dealing with nedlozi, be careful which muti you're using. Who told you to use that muti? Better be the muti that you dreamt and they gave it to you and say, oh, Tina, we are in this state, manje, of hardship. From you, we need you to go and take umuti ola, onje. Then you know ukuthi you gotta go ahead from them. But if you're just gonna say ukuthi I saw umuti wedlozi emakethe nami ngizohamba ngiyokuthenga, hayi bandla sizozwa ngawe ukuthi inqawe iyaqhwiza. Also, when we're talking about umuthi, each and every family inomuthi wawo. They were given at some point by somebody to say, lakuleli khaya, we are going to use this certain type of umuthi because it is for us, it heals us, it is good for us. And that muti will work for that whole family. Everybody knows it. Ukuthi lakuleli khaya thina sinempande yethu, we were given by umkhulu othizeni, we are using it and it works for us. And that very same muti might not work for someone else who doesn't come from that same family. We need to know that futhi ukuthi not all muti can work for everyone. If you don't belong in that family, it might not have the same results to you. But what happens is, a neighbor will hear ukuthi like, hiya, okay, these people are using a certain kind of muti, nami, I'm also gonna try it. If that person is lucky, it works for them. That is how you find that ukuthi esigodini esithize in the very same community, you find that people using the same muti because someone used it and it helped them. But there will come a time when there will be just one person who will try it and it won't work on them, and you ask yourself why. It is because each and every family has a certain type of umuthi that was given to them by their great-grandfathers or whomever gave it to them. It doesn't necessarily it doesn't mean ukuthi lo muthi sekuwawo wonke umuntu. So don't feel bad if you use muthi and it doesn't work on you, but it works on the next person. Which is why when we're dealing with umuthi, we must be careful ukuthi we don't give all our power out to umuthi, because it may not be everything to everyone. So we need to be very careful about umuthi, people, please. And when you use it wisely, because there are certain types of muthi that is designed in order to do magic and to alter other people's lives without their knowledge. That type of muti, please try and stay away from it, because no one has a right to alter a journey of the soul of someone else. If you're using it for yourself because you want to heal yourself in whatever it is that you feel you need healing in, it's okay, it's fine. But once you start to do bad things about umuthi, that is when now you are creating a generational curse for your family. Whatever it is that you're doing now with umuthi, when you might not think ukuthi it has that much significance in your life, but if it is something negative, it is something bad, it is something that the soul doesn't agree with, yes, it's your choice. You chose to do it that way. But please remember that your generations and generations will suffer because of the decisions that you make, because of using bad muti. You may be justified today to say, I'm using this muti because I'm pressed against the wall. I don't have anywhere to go. I don't have any other thing, or whichever way you want to justify it, it's fine. But there are always repercussions. This is the journey of the soul. It knows no right, it knows no wrong. It is what it is. And once you become God and think you're going to alter it, something is going to happen to you or your generations in the generations to come. We are living our lives now at the moment. We are paying for the sins of our forefathers because they did things unknowingly. Today we have social media, we have the internet, we are interacting the way that we are. We are sharing all this information for everyone to know and understand that these things are there. Whatever you do, it's out of your own choice. And when you suffer, your whole family is going to suffer, and then the whole nation. And then we're going to turn around and say, we as Black Africans, we are very powerful, we are knowledgeable, we have these callings and these gifts. But now, what went wrong? Because we used the gift wrongly. So please, let us try, good people, ukuthi whatever we do, it must be something positive. Stay away from something negative.